Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the cabin.
No, we changed it up. Brighten up those already bright mornings. Yes, that's right. It never ceases to amaze me just how bright it gets and how quickly it is almost sun up. There's a beautiful little shade of orange cast across the clouds in the distance to the west. It's beautiful. It's about the only thing I can see from my window here. It's gorgeous. It's only -5. There's a little frost on the windows this morning, but that'll dissipate as soon as the sun creeps up over the horizon. It's science. Mornings at the cabin. Wheeler and Ollie with you. It's Friday morning, and I don't know what you're doing.
Today's show is brought to you by...
I know, I was going to do that.
Oh, okay, fine.
You got to do that at the end or the beginning. I choose when it happens.
Okay.
Don't point at stuff. People can't see that.
I'll put my up, sitting on my hands, look.
Thank you very much. Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by the City of Yellowknife and Win Your Space. It's coming up again. If you've ever dreamed of starting a business, all you need is an idea, submit your video pitch, and you could win a year's free space downtown. Visit winyourspaceyk.com. There, are you happy?
Yes, and we've got Mary Kelly, who won her space last year on the show, 8 o'clock this morning.
We've also got some other special guests. Hopefully, they haven't really confirmed.
We'll see. We're going to roll the dice. We
That's
may
right.
or may not have comedic strippers, kind of, in the studio.
They're going to decide at a moment's notice whether or not they're going to join us. That's fine. But they got their show coming up this weekend. Tons of stuff going on this weekend. Days of Pink, Rainbow Prom tomorrow at the Explore Hotel. You can get your tickets. Elijah and the Rock Creature having its Yellowknife premiere.
Featuring Jesse Wheeler.
Featuring somebody. And featuring tons of local talent by Jen Walden. That's opening up at the Capitol Theater this weekend. And also, there is... we're running out of time. I'll get back to it.
Mornings at the cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler and Ollie with you on your Friday morning. It is a big deal. We saw the premiere of this back in October, but I guess it's like the actual premiere? I don't know what we're going to call this. The premiere of Elijah and the Rock Creature this weekend at the Capitol Theater. It's opening up, and you'll be able to see it nightly at 7:10. I'm not saying this just because I'm in it. I'm saying because it's a pretty big deal for Jen Walden as well, and we hope that she stays here and makes many, many movies to come for many moons. I'm not sure how you make a movie for a moon, but we hope that she does. Scott?
Whatever happened to that The Who movie, the Keith Moon one?
Oh, yeah. No, it flamed out real early. And just, yeah. It's better to burn out than to fade away.
That could have been a good Moon movie.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Showtimes for the movie. It's Saturday and Sunday at 1:10.
1:10, yep.
And Wednesday at 7:10.
I thought it was nightly at 7:10.
Wednesday at 7:10, according to the official website of the Capitol Theater.
There's an official website for the theater?
Yellowknifemovies.com.
Oh, yeah, ykmovies.com. It looks like it was made in...
It's of a vintage.
It is of a vintage. Yeah. Pre-millennium.
Textured background.
Textured backgrounds. HTML.
It does have a textured background, doesn't it? Now that you mention that, it does have a textured background. And they've chosen like a stucco kind of texture.
That's right.
Which is very sort of, even in wallpaper terms, like even in actual wallpaper terms, that's dated. In terms of computer wallpaper terms, that's astonishing. I had not noticed the textured background of the Capitol Theater's website till now. Capitol Theater, in many respects, I do admire because it resolutely refuses to do anything that might be considered technologically forward. For example, can you pay by card? No. But there is a cash machine.
There are some stains on the screen. Can you do anything about that? Oh, it costs too much to clean those screens. All right.
So
my chair's broken. Yeah, they're old. All right.
Elijah and the Rock Creature. And listen, before all hell descends on this show, I kind of understand
why.
What? Because there's a lot of cost involved behind the scenes of running a cinema that is not immediately apparent.
Of course.
And a lot of pressures, like, for example...
Putting on movies. Having edible popcorn.
But the movie studios that make the movies, they come with conditions attached.
Of course.
As to, like, how much money you have to give them and how much
often
you have to run those shows. Like, you might know, but people listening might not. So there's actually a lot of...
Well, then let's not illustrate it for them. If I know, then they know.
There's a lot of... Like, I can't imagine it's that easy running.
Oh, I don't imagine it is either.
But I do enjoy the way. Yes.
However, I don't imagine it's easy. However, I think it's okay for us to be like, could this be a little better? Could it be? I don't know. I just it's one of those things. It hasn't been updated in 20 years, literally, because I was there when it reopened after the renovation, and it has not been repainted or recarpeted or reseated or anything in 20 years.
So we'd better treat it well.
That's
Elijah
right.
the Rock Creature then, Saturday, Sunday, 1:10. Wednesday at 7:10. People have been asking, how do you get tickets? Because we're used to sort of this being... We're used to, like, when it's like an NWT movie, there's a movie, like, it's a big thing.
Oh, yeah,
like,
it's like a Mac thing or Northern United Place. Or
no, this is a Capitol Theatre thing, which means just turn up and pay cash on the door at the time. Like, there is no such thing as booking in advance.
Yeah.
Just get there.
Yeah.
So, 1:10 this weekend, 7:10 on Wednesday, which is National Film Day. And it's also showing in Hay River on Wednesday as well.
Wonderful. See, this is why I have you here. You have all the information. I just kind of throw darts at a board.
It's all off the beautiful website.
I know.
It's all right up to date, right in front of them.
Right there. There's some HTML links there that you can check out. It's great. The website has not been updated since 1999 either. It's a real vintage feel. I like it. Elijah and the Rock Creature this weekend and on Wednesday at 7:10. Go see it. Wonderful film by Jen Walden and some great local talent involved as well.
Cabin Radio's Morning Show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
This morning show brought to you by the City of Yellowknife and Win Your Space. It's rearing its beautiful head once again. If you've ever dreamed of starting a business, all you need is an idea. Submit your video pitch and you could win a year's free space downtown. Visit winyourspace.yk.com. This came up, I think, yesterday. This was a global news story, actually. They shared this study that was done by the University of Oslo and the University of Glasgow. Typically big party schools and very, very pro-vinyl. Hipster schools. So, of course, they came up with this study that says that streaming music is worse for the environment than CDs and vinyl. This is very interesting. And also not great for us. Save the environment. Get Cabin Radio on FM immediately.
Well, no, this is the thing. We're not the problem at all.
We're not?
No. Our streaming is nowhere near as bad as their streaming.
Well, yeah, because we're talking about millions of songs.
Who's streaming?
We're a teensy little radio station. Like, our stream, like, puttering out to our many listener, doesn't necessarily take up that much space. The problem with streaming from Spotify, Google, Apple, all the other...
It's the storage. And the amount of electricity that it takes.
Yeah, so to give you an idea, in the US, the most recent study, December 2017, showed that US server farms, data centers, use, and I'm going to clarify this in a second, more than 90 billion kilowatt hours of electricity. What the heck does that mean? That's the equivalent of about 34 coal power plants.
Oh, wow.
Per year.
Yeah.
To keep those things going.
NTPC would love to have that kind of output from people in Yellowknife.
Honestly, I think if NTPC had 34 coal power plants, the economy would look a little different.
It would look a little different. So would the environment.
Yeah, and the environment would as well.
That's right.
Welcome to the Northwest Territories, the home of soot.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Yellowknife. Yeah, we still do coal.
Black knife, as we now refer to it.
Black knife. That is mildly offensive. Yes, so the amount of plastics that have kind of gone into the music industry for vinyl and CDs has gone from 58 million kilograms in 1977 to 8 million kilograms in 2016. So there's a huge drop-off, which is great. But because of this amount of power expenditure, we're seeing a lot of greenhouse gas emissions, which are not good, as we have been told over and over again, like we've been brainwashed. It's true, though, I think. Right? Climate change is real.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
It's a theory.
It's a theory.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Climate change, I think with climate change, we all really know it's real, particularly up here. We can see the effects of it.
Yeah.
The amount of energy that it takes to serve stuff that we now do on the internet.
Yes.
Even though it's obviously very real and physically there, we don't see that because it's all tucked away. Like, nobody, I highly doubt virtually anyone in Yellowknife has been to a large server farm, because why would you ever go, right? Yeah. I certainly haven't been anywhere near one. I have no idea where they are even. I've seen
videos. They're huge. They're in refrigerators. Like, so they're not only is the amount of electricity expenditure insane, you also have to refrigerate a lot of these large server rooms. So you've got that as well.
Even if you go into our tiny little server room, it's warm in there.
It's a
freezer. There's a bunch of computers.
That's right.
Chugging along, right?
Yeah,
and like, you can't. If you had twice the number of computers in there, we would need to be refrigerating the thing because of the same reasons. So you can imagine Google or Amazon or somewhere like that. It's beyond industrial.
Yeah.
It's mega industrial. There is an article in The Guardian about a year and a half back which said they called it, scare quotes around it, a tsunami of data.
No!
But they're basically saying
The Guardian.
Serving data could be a fifth of global electricity use by 2025, according to a study.
I'm surprised it isn't already.
Which is, like, that. I mean, admittedly, yes, we know the internet is a huge part of life, but a fifth of all the power we use for everything.
And all it's going to take is one electromagnetic pulse for it all to go away.
Bearing in mind that 30 years ago, we didn't do any of it.
No.
Right?
No.
Like, you go back to 1989, 1990, there wasn't really an internet. Like, there was in, like, the minds of 10 people.
Yeah.
But,
well, in the military.
Yeah. But then, like, nothing compared to what we're doing now. No. So in 30 years, a fifth of our energy is now going to this brand new thing, which is a huge, like, that's a shift never seen before.
No.
So, and that's just a conservative estimate. So that's, you can see why people might start to worry. Like, here we are saying, oh, if we make these changes, we'll be able to, like, curb climate change and everything will be fine. Well, we better. What are we going to do? Curb the internet?
Well, that's why people are saying we're on a course to ruin. We've gone past the point of no return. We can cut out plastics all we want, but we're still going to produce these pollutants elsewhere.
The problem with that argument is that it then leads to, why bother trying?
Then why bother trying at all? Which is exactly what I say to myself in the mirror every morning. But I mean, I like your point about our room, because that room is quite warm with all those things going on in it. And I think that I'm just going to buy some of those small cube freezers and just leave them open. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good, right? Just plug them in, leave them open.
You're not planning on growing stuff in there anymore?
What kind of stuff?
That was the thought at one point.
Cannabis?
No.
What? What were you thinking?
Plants.
Plants. Of course.
So we're just going to leave...
I have a ficus I want to take care of.
We're going to leave open freezers in there.
That's right.
Northwest Territories Power Corporation, brought to you by Mornings at the Cabin.
That's right. That's right. We leave refrigerators open. So I guess think about that next time you're on Spotify, or don't. It hurts to think.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Mornings at the Cabin this morning, brought to you by the City of Yellowknife and Win Your Space. If you've ever dreamed of starting a business, all you need is an idea. Submit your pitch video to, and you could win a year's free space downtown. Visit winyourspaceyk.com. And we have the reigning Win Your Space world champion.
Reigning world champion of
of Yellowknife.
It's a good morning.
Mary Kelly, how's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's your space?
It's
that
nice.
You won?
There's lots of people using it, which
Good.
makes me happy.
Awesome. Wonderful. I signed up for vocal lessons. No one's gotten in touch with me, so I'm just going to put
What
that
are
out
you
there.
doing?
What am I doing? I did! First day.
We didn't invite Mary in here.
If anyone out there is listening who would like to offer vocal lessons, Jesse could be your first student.
Nobody
a good
wants to do
student
that.
at that.
Terrible student. I will call you out at a moment's notice. No, I'm glad to hear it's going well. We had such a good time at the initial launch there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting us. And the space is wonderful. And but it's busy. If people are coming down, people are using it a lot.
Yeah. Different types of people, like not just music people, art people too.
Art people.
Yeah. So that brings quite a variety of people through the space, and then they get to see that it's there for them to use.
Very cool.
So the point of having you in here this morning is strangely not for Jesse to raise minor concerns with your operation. More so that with the city's just launched this year's Win Your Space process. Is that the sound of Jesse draining a chai latte? Morning, everybody. Did you get every last little drop out of that?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good.
This is why we never bothered applying for the program.
This is right.
This is also why I told you it was futile for you, Scott, to be frantically tidying up the breakfast remains before Mary got here. Because some of us hadn't finished, clearly. Mary, so the Win Your Space is launching again this year.
Yeah.
The big hurdle, I remember talking to you about this and other people before, is trying to cross that bridge of, like, is my idea really worth this much effort? And, like, can I actually make something happen out of this? Now that you are, like, almost a year down the road from initially thinking, oh, okay, go on then, has it worked out the way you had expected this whole process to go? How different was this to how you thought it might be at the very start?
Well, I won my space, so I think it was
fair
a
and
sheer
square.
success for me. But up until a week before I won it, I didn't win. I didn't want to win because I couldn't find the space. So I went from like June, July, August, halfway through August, being like, I'm in this process, but I don't know why, because I don't even know what I want out of this because I don't have a space for me. But then I found the space and then I won. So it was great. But a year ago, I wasn't thinking about applying to the process. a few people encouraged me, hey, you should think about this. You should think about this. And I thought, no, I don't think it's going to work for me.
Yeah.
But at the last minute, right before the deadline, I put a video in and I rolled with it. And that would be my encouragement for anyone who thinks they might have an idea that might work, that might not work. Just get in the process and you'll figure it out as you go, whether it'll work or not.
What changed your mind at the very last minute to say, okay, I'm going to actually enter this?
It was definitely people encouraging me to do it. And I had already tried to do it on my own, like to find the space on my own, and wasn't being successful. So I thought, what do I have to lose? I'll just put my name in the hat. And it was definitely like a risk-taking thing where I wanted to have my idea fully thought out to pitch, and I didn't at that point. And I was scared of putting that out publicly. But I put it out there anyway, just to see, what would happen next.
And, of course, you're not the only one. There's a whole bunch of people who go through this process, and people submit video pitches, and then there's like this judged portion as well.
Yeah.
Did you find that other people were kind of in the same boat as you, and they sort of had like half ideas that they were desperately trying to advance with whatever came to mind?
Yeah, definitely. And through the process, talking with the other participants, we scratched our heads thinking, like, how are we going to make this work? How are we going to finance this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know why we're in this process, but those people that I had the conversations with have all opened businesses at this point. So you really get to work out whether you have what it takes right now to move forward, or what are the things that you're missing that you need to find in order to move your business forward. Or maybe you don't move forward with the business at all, and that's okay too, but figure it out through the process.
Right, and there's nothing to lose, basically. You figure that out one way or the other. It's not like you lose anything by applying.
You don't lose anything.
Okay, I'm trying to imagine what it would have been like for us if we'd had to pitch cabin radio.
Well, we thought about it at one point.
We did. You're right, we did.
Yeah.
We did think about it. Yeah. And then I think we did. I think we kind of came to the same, not the same conclusion that you came to, but like the thought was that I don't think we'll be able to find the right space.
Yeah. I think that was, the deterrent.
A key thing for people to know is that through Win Your Space, they've listed the spaces that are available. But if you find a space downtown that's not on the list, you can add it to the list. So long as the landlord is already within the competition.
So is that what you did?
That's what I did.
I see.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it just kind of popped up last minute.
No.
Oh, this space works. All right.
So you really won your space. You went out, found a space, said,
That's
this one,
right.
please. Thanks.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, that's interesting. I didn't know that either. You actually went out and essentially hunted down a space.
Yeah.
Said,
Okay.
that one. That changes things.
It does.
A little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think we need that either. Because
No.
I don't think they did that the first year, listing the space.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
not
know
sure.
that was an option, but we maybe just never looked into it past the point of, I don't know about any of these spaces. And
Pretty
so,
much. Yeah. That's pretty much where it stopped for us.
And that's where I was at too. Is like
Yeah.
I saw the spaces and I thought none of these are going to work. I really don't think these are going to work. So why bother applying? But through the process, you get to work on your business plan. You talk to different professionals about taxes and financing and all that, and that's all to your benefit. Whether you complete the process or not with opening a business, you still gain that learning opportunity and that networking.
how did you feel about like the most public parts of it, the whole judge section, the kind of the Dragon's Den-y sort of style of the finale, and the whole like putting the video pitch out and things like that? Was that a nerve-wracking thing for you, or were you pretty comfortable with that?
Well, yeah, the video pitch was nerve-wracking, but I kept it short and sweet, and that was what I would recommend to everybody out there, to keep it short and sweet. And then the Dragon's Den style ending finale. I had watched what happened last year online, so that helped me to get my mind around what is this thing and how scary is it going to be. It wasn't that scary. Yeah.
Okay. So last thing, you won the thing. What are your tips for this year's cohort who are all listening, wrapped to their radio right now, except not a radio because we're not on FM, but they're listening to a phone or a computer, and they're wondering,
what is Jesse drinking?
They know what you're drinking because they could hear from the sound of the gurgle. They want to know, Mary Kelly, how did you win your space? What made you different?
Bribes. No.
Get your numbers sorted out. Like, you have to do a lot of work to figure it out, whether you're going to be able to pay your expenses and pay yourself. So definitely do your homework in the business plan section of it and talk to the different mentors. Be proactive about talking to them to figure out how your business fits within the business world.
And did you feel like you won in part because you identified a gap? Like, is it also about being different, or do you think you can win with something other people are doing as long as you can prove that you can do it well?
I feel like I won because I really pushed downtown revitalization, and I felt that my business was unique in that aspect, that a commercial business couldn't offer the same kind of downtown revitalization. That's really what Win Your Space is about. So that is my other tip, to read what the strategy is behind this. If you're moving towards the finale, definitely think about that.
Okay. We have already hung out once live at your downtown music space.
Yep,
what are we calling it these days?
Right.
Music space. Yeah. Okay, get it right this time, Ollie. So we've already hung out down there once. What else is coming up? What have you guys got going on?
Ooh. Well, some parents out there will be happy to know that I'm working on summer camps.
Very good.
And they're going to be very good. They will be very good.
Oh, good.
I'm working on adult improvisation workshops with some musicians in town to offer some hands-on workshopping on how to be an improviser on your instrument.
Very nice.
And we got some recitals going on from private studios, but that's not really open to the public. But if you have a studio, you could have a recital in music space. Yeah. These are the big things right now. Mm-hmm.
Does this count as a studio?
Yeah, you could have your recital.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah. Hey. I'd love to be invited to that one.
All right.
Sweet. We'll just do a podcast. Right on.
Okay, yeah, you know what? We could probably that sounds almost achievable.
Yeah.
Okay.
We almost achieve a morning show every day.
We struggle on through. It's amazing. Mary, thank you so much for coming in. Congratulations once again on winning your space. Anyone listening to this morning who has thought to themselves, okay, you've convinced me, I should maybe just roll the dice on this, head to winyourspace.yk.com, and as Mary says, read the thing, learn, and good luck.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
It's Elijah's birthday. It's not that. I don't know where my brain is. It's Karine, the intern's last day. And for that, we've allowed her to be on the show once again at our own peril. And we are going to allow her to pick the topic of conversation. There's a few that we want to touch on, so we're going to touch on them kind of quick. The first one's going to be eye bees.
Worst nightmare.
Worst nightmare?
Yes.
Having bees in your eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
Why has this come up? Tell us more.
Indeed.
What do you mean, like, why?
Why is it
Why are we talking about bees in people's eyes?
Yeah.
Because there's a girl in, was it Thailand or something?
Taiwan,
sorry. And she was having eye problems, so she went to the doctor, and they discovered that she had bees in her eyes.
Yes. Sweat bees. Very small bees. They're only about 3 to 4 millimeters in length. So they're very small.
There's still bees in your eyes, though.
Yeah.
It's not like a bumblebee or like a wood bee in your eye, you know? Would it be?
Now, were they actually drinking her tears?
Yes.
Or was that just for effect?
No. They were drinking her tears.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do they live?
Sweat bees, also known as also known as other things, nest near graves and in fallen trees. So it's easy to come across them while hiking in mountains.
So it could happen to any of us.
That could happen to any of us. And they feast on tears. They're basically an emo band.
So basically, they're saying, don't go hiking because you'll get bees in your eyes, and don't go in the Amazon if you're a dude.
That's right. Oh, yes, because you get one of those tiny fish swimming up your urethra.
Oh, one of those, yeah.
Yeah, one of those. That's happened before. I had a pike attach itself to me one time.
Pretty routine.
It was pretty small.
Good news is, with bees inside your eye sockets.
Ocular cavities.
Those. Bees, of course, produce honey. Honey is often considered quite good for the eyes.
That's right. And then
so
you
it actually kills
cry
itself.
honey tears.
It kills itself.
Sweet tears.
Sweet tears.
The bees take the tears. They produce the sweet honey. The honey soothes the eyes. Everybody wins.
This is all very emo.
I think between eye bees and parasitic wasps infiltrating your bloodstream and laying eggs that eat you from the inside out, I'll take eye bees all day.
I'll take
Cry
eye bees
some
all
sweet
day.
tears.
Cry some sweet tears. Yeah. Lick up those tears. You cried the sweetest tears I've ever licked. That's an emo song lyric.
Anyone who wasn't around listening to us last year who's wondering why Scott has immediately compared these to parasitic wasps. There is a Mornings at the Cabin of legend in which Leslie, our horticulturalist friend, just in passing mentioned that she had ordered parasitic wasps.
Yes.
And we found this somewhat concerning that people are basically getting Canada Post to deliver parasitic wasps, which, let's face it, 2 words that you never want to hear together.
No.
To Yellowknife. But there is actually a video. If you go search our Facebook and our website for it, we have a video of Leslie with the parasitic wasps. And you know what? They're actually not that bad. They just hang out.
Yeah, releasing them into the wild.
Behind your eyes.
So I guess the moral of the story is be careful when
Be careful.
graves and fallen trees in the mountains. You could end up with a My Chemical Romance cover band in your eyeballs. You also wanted to talk to Ollie, because you've been waiting for this for 5 weeks, about the royal family. You're a bit of a royal family file.
I am. It's all thanks to my mom. My mom is obsessed with the royal family. Anything to do with the royal family.
Is she British?
No, she is not.
Oh, okay.
I think she just wishes that she was.
Oh, she's just a good Commonwealth.
She has installed that in me. Like literally the entire lineage of the British family, or the royal family, I should say.
The British family. There's a lot of inbreeding, Karine. A lot of inbreeding. We're just one family.
That is taking up space in your brain.
Yeah, a lot of space. The useless space that, like,
that's right.
Most people are like, why do you know this? And I'm like, because it's fascinating. Like how, I don't know, I just find the royal family so fascinating because it's like this, what do? They live off the government. And they like do some like volunteer stuff. They live in the army.
They keep their blood very pure.
Yeah.
They marry their cousins.
They marry virgins.
Well, I mean, they're figureheads basically. I mean, it's like now it's just a holdover of like the British Empire. It's like, see how powerful we used to be. Ollie,
I still love them. They like, except like. Long time ago, there was like King Henry VIII and stuff.
So in all of this, you're telling me that your royal family knowledge is pretty hot, right?
Yeah.
Who's the Duke of York?
Oh.
Wait.
Oh
no.
Oh my God.
Backed yourself
I know this.
You really have.
All right, let me do an easier one first. Who's the Duke of Sussex?
This is embarrassing.
All right, we can't do Duke of Sussex. Who's the Duke of Cambridge?
There we are. I know this one.
Yeah, is that William?
William is the Duke of Cambridge. Well done.
Yeah.
So who's the Duke of Sussex?
Harry.
Okay, good. Who's the Duke of York?
Charles.
No.
Oh.
No.
If you were on a roll.
Charles is the Prince of Wales.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right.
Prince Andrew is the Duke.
The museum's named after him.
Prince of Wales.
Prince of Wales, Northern Heritage Centre. There you
That's
go.
right.
Mm-hmm. What?
Oh.
I didn't know what you said. I can't even
I'm
hear.
not happy. Don't we say thank you?
Yeah,
Karine.
thank you so much, Karine, for being here. Oh my goodness!
This is why you keep your headphones on.
Yes,
too.
that's right. So you can hear him
that's
mutter
very
under
loud.
his breath. Well, I can turn it down. We have controls for those.
Oh, well.
Good. I'm glad we.
That would have been good to know
I
5
think
weeks ago.
the most fascinating thing I've ever watched when it comes to royal family is the entire conspiracy theory.
no. Here we go.
Lay it on us
Who's
before
the
you go.
time traveler in the royal
No.
family?
All right. What happened? What really happened to Princess Diana? But we're not
Okay,
going to
we're not
get
gonna
into
get
that
into
because that's a whole other topic.
Next time you come to Yellowknife, we'll unpack that entire thing.
No, we're not.
Okay.
Because I don't want people coming after me.
Favorite royal family member of all time?
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
It's hard.
It's a tough
It's
one.
really
I
tough.
know, me
no,
too.
It is. Probably the Queen.
Mary,
The
Queen
Queen.
of Scots.
Wait,
Oh,
the
Queen Elizabeth
the
II?
current Queen?
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth?
All right.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is she better than Victoria?
I don't know. Victoria's pretty kick-ass.
Victoria's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know who's better that should have still have a royal family? The Scottish people. They like.
They do have a royal family. It's just maybe not the one they would have picked.
I watched this movie on Netflix.
Okay, I watched
Please,
Braveheart.
Braveheart?
No.
Hey, I watched that recently too.
No. Get out of here. It stars Chris Pine, and it's basically I forget what it's called.
That's the Netflix one. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. He plays the 17th Earl of Bruce, who is
He plays the 17th Earl of Bruce. Okay, so we couldn't do the Duke of York or the Duke of Sussex, but we're going to have the 17th Earl of Bruce.
He plays the character that's in Braveheart, the Earl of Bruce.
Okay.
The craziest scene in that entire thing when
We're
I just have to say this really quick.
Oh,
when I realized that Scottish people are crazy is when they like
Oh, God.
they were like fighting. They were like waiting for those English people to come, and they built like a trench, and everyone just died. And I was like, don't mess with the Scottish people.
That sounds like very remedial medieval tactics to me. A trench.
A surprise trench.
Oh my god!
With her last words on Cabin Radio, Karine declared the entirety of the Scottish people crazy, and in short, Cabin Radio was buried in an onslaught. Karine, been an absolute pleasure having you. Thanks. I'm going to move to higher ground, and we will speak to you again sometime.
Yes.
Thank you, Karine. Everybody, thank you, Karine.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.